gotta pick a choice. You gotta make a decision of what you're gonna do with your time.
You better be consistent, because consistency is the key.
Put yourself in situations and go beyond your comfort zone. That's the only place you're going to really learn and dig deep and find more about yourself than ever before.
Go for the goal and enjoy your success. Let's stop being afraid of the unknown. Anything, and I mean anything, is possible.
Let's decide today that now is the time to make things happen.
The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer to grow. To grow, you must suffer.
You have to form the vision. You have to believe. You have to believe that the body that you're trying to work towards is possible. If you work every day in the gym and you don't believe that your body can turn into what you want it to turn into, it's most likely not going to happen.
A life without pain is a life without challenge. A life without challenge is a life without growth.
You're one decision away from living the best life. You're one decision away from living the life of your dreams, the life that you're imagining. That one decision typically is you saying yes to your destiny, yes to your purpose.
No excuses to get to work and get the things you're comfortable with. There should be no excuses being comfortable. You should be uncomfortable all the time. Those things you want, those things that you sit there and dream about, they're not just going to suddenly appear.
Comfort is for losers. There's no such thing whatsoever in the world of being the best that has comfort anywhere in it. We gotta make a decision. We gotta pick a route that's going to maximize our time, maximize our now, maximize our future. That's the opportunity. That's the moment. That's the opportunity to be great. That's the moment that can transform your life.
You choose one thing and you dominate that one thing.
And success ain't easy. You got to do some things for it to grow.
It's always you versus you. You got to be the one to get up every morning, be disciplined, put in the consistent daily hard work, because that gains success.
Your comfort zone is your enemy. One of the biggest ironies I can think of is when you live life trying to stay comfortable, life will send you more and more discomfort. It's true. Life will send you more and more problems. Life will keep throwing rocks at you. Life will keep handing you resistance, struggles, issues. And because people are so concerned about staying comfortable instead of growing and reaching higher, because people don't want to address their limitations and move beyond them, they keep struggling. Listen, you are not here on this planet to sip apple martinis on the beach and get yourself a tan. You are here to grow. And if you won't make yourself uncomfortable, life will give you plenty of reasons to push you out your comfort zone. So you have one of two options. Either you commit to constant growth and feeling discomfort upon your own accord, and you become the master of your own destiny, or you hand over the keys and you let life happen to you by default. One path leads to success, and the other path leads you to constant struggle and pain. It's your choice.
You can literally change your life in under 1 second. It takes 1 second to decide that I am going to get fit by going to the gym. Right now, you can change your circumstances. You can change your life by changing the definition of yourself, by redefining who you are.
You gotta set goals. I don't care what you call them, intentions, outcomes, results. You are trying to accomplish anything, you're trying to be something, you must be definitive and decisive about what that is.
You have everything in you to win. You have everything in you to win.
In order to be a success at anything in life, it takes hard work. It takes discipline. It takes pushing yourself. It takes putting in more work and action taking than your average individual.
You have greatness inside of you. Adversity never feels comfortable, but seeds of greatness must be planted before expansion can occur.
today be the last day you make an excuse. I'll wait till tomorrow. I can't do this. I can't do that. People don't believe in me. I don't believe in myself. That may be you today. But today is the last day you stop complaining. Take no thoughts that are negative. I want to win. I want to be somebody. I want to separate. I want to compete. And the way I do that isn't with my giftedness. Because I wasn't born with a bunch of gifts. And I think gifts are crap. Man, I don't have that natural beauty or that natural talent or this gift for creativity or intellect or humor. I don't have any of those things. But what I got is I will outwork you. Whatever it is, I always do one more. And what that does is it makes me eventually think I'm doing things other people aren't willing to do. So I should get things other people aren't going to get. If you can learn all this stuff, you can digest all the tactics and information that I give out, but if you're not willing to do one more, eventually there's a part of you that says, maybe I don't deserve it. I'm just doing what everybody else is doing, and that's not good enough. It's not even good enough to do more than everybody else. It's your maxed out level. It's one more of everything.
Take a step every day, no matter what you are facing. Get up and start walking. You've lived a life dominated by doubt and fear. How do you step into bravery? Step aggressively towards your fear. And that step towards your fear is the step into bravery. And there's only one way to learn and to know, and that is to confront that fear. You have to step, you have to go. And this simple action, don't wait anymore, don't think anymore, don't plan anymore, don't contemplate anymore, don't make any more excuses or justifications, don't rationalize anything else.
When you're looking at your life and you're looking at going from here up here, you're going to encounter some resistance. But part of what is necessary for you to begin to develop the consciousness that will enable you to tap into the power of creation. As you concentrate, knowing that you've got this power, this stuff, this specialness in you to overcome anything that you're involved in, anything that you have experienced, anything that you have gone through. But what's important is, in putting it to the test, every chance you get, you remind yourself you've got what is required in order to move your life forward. And every day, keep telling yourself and feeling inside yourself being strong enough and more than able and capable of coming back.
Be aggressive. Take action now. And what is the first action that you need to take? What's the first step you need to take? The first step you need to take is just that step. You got to be prepared. You've got to train. You've got to study. You've got to rehearse. You've got to remain vigilant. You've got to maintain discipline in everything you do so that when the enemy does reveal itself, you have the ability to outfight the enemy.
Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't you quit on you. Don't allow yourself to fall into this trap of believing that you are what you're going through. I know those obstacles and challenges, the thing that you're up against may feel at times like it's breaking you, but what if it's shaping you? And with the right perseverance, with a little bit of hope and a whole lot of perseverance, you can finally receive the help you need to experience a breakthrough. But not if you quit. Not if you quit. Not if you quit on you. These challenges and giants and obstacles may sometimes make you question your worth and your value. And sometimes your life. But listen to me closely. Don't you make a permanent decision for a temporary problem. Don't you quit. Don't you quit. Don't you quit on you. Your value, your worth, your significance, your life is not tied to your history, but it was predetermined to align you to your destiny. But you'll never truly turn your obstacle into opportunity, your barrenness into breakthrough, your problem into purpose if you quit on you.
I accepted a long time ago I wasn't the smartest, the best looking, the fast enough, with the best background, the most connections. I didn't have any of those things. What I could control was my work ethic. You've heard me speak many times about outworking everybody, but I think that just feels good when we hear it, but most people don't take it seriously. If you think that I have a little bit of success in my life, I can tell you what I attribute it to. Yes, self-confidence, yes, mindset, visualization, goals, all the things I talk about all the time. Listening skills, influence, energy transfer, how to be happier, all of that stuff applies. When you get to winning, for me, it's come down to maxing out. And what maxing out means is you do one more at least than you think you're capable of. So when you're done, whatever you're doing, whether it's at the gym or phone calls or meetings or in sports, one more shot, one more throw, one more swing of the golf club or the baseball bat, the separator is for the winners, they do one more. I'm addicted to one more. And so I want your mantra going forward to be one more.
Don't just listen. Don't just listen. Do. Make today count. Every day. Go forward. Get aggressive and attack. Whether it's on the battlefield or on the beat, don't hesitate. Step forward and get after it. We all need a mission. That's what life should be, is a mission. That's what gives your life purpose and focus and drive and ultimately satisfaction. No matter how bad it is going to be, when there is a challenge, anything in life, any challenge, anything that you're facing, the only way to overcome the challenges that you face is to start walking.
The people who make it, the people who are living their dreams, the people that are bringing about change, these people have a sense of who they are, and they make a decision, I can handle this. They make a decision that my circumstances are not going to determine me. Now, the people that don't make it out, these people align themselves with the negative part of themselves. They identify and romance with failure and disappointment. They entertain it. They don't believe. They have faith, bad faith, that they won't make it. These people identify with their weaknesses and their shortcomings. So they give up. Where we have unending hope that we begin to align ourselves with the highest that's within us. That we begin to know each day out of which we create our lives, we create our circumstances.
What you confess is what you possess. So maybe today you start by saying, I will not quit. I will not quit. I will not quit on you. Don't you quit on you today.
The winners, they stay excited as long as it takes to get the job done. They keep after it until the job gets done. They never stop. They're always after it. And that's where their strength comes from. That's where their confidence comes from, is knowing their capacity to keep coming at you, and that all your competition's going to get weak. They're going to get tired. They're going to surrender. They're going to give in. They're going to think they made it. They're going to take a break. They're going to cool it. It's just nature. Just like the nature of the ocean against that rock, it's just nature that you run down your dream, that you knock down your dream. You can win. You should win, and you will win if you just keep coming. You keep getting after it. You keep doing one more. You can control this. You can't control all the exterior things in your life. You can always do one more. Always, always, always. You will knock down that rock that's in between you and your dream and make them come true.
So you have to do the same thing. You have to control what you can control, which is you. You gotta gather intelligence. You gotta analyze the metrics that you can track. You gotta train yourself and your team to be prepared for both the known and also be prepared for the unknown. Figure out what the likely contingencies are and have some plans to execute if those contingencies occur. Maintain discipline when it seems that the whole world is against you. And the same rules apply. Control what you can control. You train hard, learn, maintain the unmitigated daily discipline in all things.
Nobody's going to believe in you until after you've done it, or at least until you're well on your way. People who are successful learn that becoming successful is cause and effect. It is action and reaction, action result, however you want to say it. It's not magic.
Let success sneak up on you. Set your goals, write them down, have a mission statement or what have you, and then move on to accomplishing it. It's not easy. If you decide you want to do something, it's going to be tough. You need to make a decision. Is it going to be worth it?
If you don't want it so bad that you're constantly uncomfortable and a little scared and afraid, then you don't really want it. Because those who really want it, they'll do whatever they have to get it. And that's the only way to get it.
I think that you need to believe in yourself first and foremost, because that's the most important part of it. And then be willing to put the work in. Because you can set a goal, and a lot of people can set goals all day long, but if you're not willing to put the tremendous hard work in to achieving that goal, then it's empty. I mean, it's nothing unless you're willing to put the work in.
If you are going to try something hard, if you're putting yourself out there in some way, there are going to be times where you screw up or you don't succeed.
You're scared of failure. You're scared to make a mistake. You're scared that you're not perfect. And I'm telling you today, you ain't gotta be perfect. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You don't have to be perfect to get what you want, to do what you want, to have what you want, to be what you want. You don't have to be perfect. It's a lie.
The road to success is through commitment and through the strength to drive through that commitment when it gets hard. And it is going to get hard, and you're going to want to quit sometimes, but it'll be colored by who you are and more who you want to be.
Do you have the courage to act outwardly on what you see inwardly? Or will you die a dreamer? Will you die on the verge and on the edge in the land of coulda, woulda, and shoulda?
You made the decision to do it. Now it's 3 or 4 hours later. Now you don't feel like it. Make yourself do it. Go put your clothes on. Go change your clothes. Put your gym clothes on and get your butt to the gym. Discipline yourself.
Who says you can't do it? There's always a new pathway to get to your goal. There's always a way to continue. You've just got to want it. So don't be afraid. You can do it. I say you can do it. You say you can do it. Take that first step and go get it done.
The way you become good at understanding and knowing and believing that you can accomplish anything is by conquering the days that you're tested, the days that you test yourself, okay? You don't need anyone else's approval to dream big and go out and execute on the plan. That's the bottom line, guys.
There's a few common threads you're going to find no matter who you look at, no matter what they've accomplished. They don't lie to themselves, they don't make excuses for themselves, and they surely go about everything they do wide open.
Do you really want the thing that you tell everybody you really want? Because if so, then this is all easy. Eating properly, sleeping properly, managing stress properly, exercising properly, prioritizing your life properly, organizing your life properly, preparing your day, your products. That's easy. That's like breathing. You don't even think about it. But if you don't really want it, all that stuff is a hassle.
You can't always focus on the goal. Sometimes you have to focus on the process. You have to discipline yourself. You have to develop discipline. When you don't feel like it, and when you decide, when you don't want to, that is absolutely when you have to make yourself do it. Because anybody can do it when they want to. Anybody can train or work out or exercise when they're in the mood. The people that advance and move forward and excel are those that can make themselves do it even when their body says, hey, I don't feel like it. Are you not doing it because you really don't have the time? Or did you not do it because you allowed yourself to get lazy?
It's not easy. It can be tremendously difficult. It's easier to quit. It's easier to succumb. It's easier to give in. But to go forward, that's tremendously difficult. You have to be bold to do that.
The reason why you have not become successful, the reason why you are not like a locomotive, the reason why you're not having success in your life is because every single day you got an excuse.
You decide. Do something today that makes you one step closer to living the life you want, to living your dream, to reaching that big goal.
Do something that you're truly passionate about. But before you can do that, you got to do what? You got to put in your work. You got to put in your time. You got to hold this thing just like homeboy. You got to put in your work, but you got to find that thing that honest to God turns you on. And ain't nobody got to dig it but you.
Every single day, every single minute, preparing your future. Are you satisfied not getting all the things? Are you satisfied getting the kind of results you get?
Turn it around and you can develop good habits. But you're going to have to take small steps, and you got to start now. You have to start now with the choices that you make. You're going to have to become the motivator, first for yourself, and then later you can be that for other people. But concentrate on yourself.
Working on your body is the beginning of everything. You know, your mind starts to work better. Your life is just better when you care for your body at the highest level.
Only you can push yourself to do things that you never thought you could do. No one else can do it for you. You've got to do it yourself. So buckle down, push yourself, because I guarantee you there is so much more to give. You just have to dig a little deeper.
Be responsible. Be successful. Be productive. Realize that having a life that is great cannot be done without hard work.
You choose what you're looking for, because what you look for, you find.
You have to be able to really see it clearly, crystal clear what it is that you want to achieve. You have to establish a timeline for it, when you're going to do it by, to create that sense of urgency for yourself.
How many of you always wanted to do something, know you could have done it, but for some reason still didn't do it?
You got to work out, watch what you eat, produce, cut out the bad foods, and then eat good and rest.
Because your journey will not be easy. Doesn't matter what family you come from, what city you come from, or what your goal is. You're going to be faced with challenges again and again and again, and they won't let up. They'll just get bigger, and you'll have to get better at handling it.
Number one, you've got to work on yourself. It's very important that you engage in an ongoing process to develop you. Spend more time on yourself than what you've been spending. It's very important. You owe that to yourself.
Because it's the only way that you get things done. Discipline is just one of those required elements. You have to have it. You have to start, right? You have to start, and through time, through repetition, you get better at something. You do something long enough, pretty soon you don't have to think about it anymore. It starts to become automatic.
You are in control of everything. And if you decide to change, you can change.
What is it that truly turns you on? Will you have the courage to pursue it? Because it's really a game of courage.
You think top athletes sleep their way to high performance? You think Oscar-winning actors procrastinate their way to achievement? No! So then why are you giving into wasting time with Netflix marathons, into chronic procrastination? Why are you running to the bar the moment your best friend texts you to come out?
There is no way that you can achieve anything great without running into obstacles. Success isn't on the vertical plane, it's on the horizontal plane. That you need those problems, because that takes you to the other side of the chart, which is progress. So if you're comfortable, you're not going to be motivated. I'm sorry, you're not. You have to be uncomfortable in order to motivate yourself to change.
You are one one decision away from changing your life. And you have to accept that. You're one new meeting, one new relationship, one new contact, one new action, one new decision away from shifting your life from where it is right now to a totally different place. Decisions shape our destiny when they're backed up by some massive ass action. But you can't take the action if you don't decide. People avoid being desperate. Think of the fact they come here tonight and they're down. They're not where they want to be financially. The relationships aren't what they want. Maybe they're in a desperate place, and you might think that's a negative thing. But when you're in a desperate place, you take the best actions. Desperation is a great place to be. Those of you that are achieving, one of the reasons the achievement is slowed down is you've allowed yourself to feel less desperate.
You're strong enough, and your life is worth whatever you have to go through to get past this addiction. Whatever you have to do. This dream you got, whatever you want to do, will it be easy to just run out there and do it? No. Will it happen overnight? No. Will it be a struggle? Yes. Will there be times when you can't make ends meet? Yes, that's a part of it. Will there be times you won't know what to do? Yes, that's a part of it. See, when you accept yourself and you accept fear as a fact, that means that it's something that happens. It's something that you're going to experience, but it is not a force to hold you back. It doesn't have any special power other than that you give it. So you accept the fact that you are afraid, and then you move on anyhow. You move on past it, and you do whatever you've got to do. And one of the things that you've got to do is you've got to watch your inner conversation and discipline your thinking and your imagination, because if you don't, your mind will take you on a wild trip.
When you remove desperation, all this bullshit creeps into your life where you think you have to have the perfect plan and look the perfect way and have the perfect thoughts and be all zen and perfect. The challenge for most people is that we obsess on the things we're fearful of, what we don't have, what we're worried about. And then we end up possessing those things over and over again rather than programming ourselves to become obsessed with what we want, what our dreams are, what we believe we deserve, and become obsessed about those things. Long term, we end up possessing those things. Yet most of us don't replace the external parts of our lives, because those things happen naturally without thought. The external results of our life, in order to replace ourselves with the next best version, requires intention, requires obsession, requires desperation. So it's not unnatural to change. You should constantly be replacing yourself, just like your bones do, just like your lungs do, just like your cells do. It's natural to be replacing ourselves, but we're around people who aren't, so we think it's natural not to. The way that I changed my life first, I worked on my identity.
And strengthening yourself in that area. As you assess your strengths and your weaknesses, as you begin to prove yourself and your passions and your dreams and your goals and the things that you want, if you decide to experience all of your true potential, as you decide to manifest all of your greatness, as you decide, wait a minute, what else is available to me out here? If I decided to experience the fear of rejection, the fear of no, the fear of failure, the fear of standing by myself, what else is available? Of taking a chance, a fear of losing it all, what else is available to me that will bring some extra meaning and value? The fear of people not liking me. You know how many people do things they don't want to do because they want everybody to like them? Everybody's not going to like you. No, it's just not that kind of world. But you know, there are a lot of people who won't take positions on issues, who won't take a stand for things they believe in, who won't speak up for themselves because they don't want to make anybody mad.
Your identity is the thoughts, concepts, and beliefs that you hold to be most true about yourself. Here's how it works. This is how life works. So winning is about 75% psychology, about 25% mechanics. If you can't get the psychology part right, you can do all the actions perfectly. And you've proven this to yourself several times. You're still not producing the results you want. Here's why. Your identity is like a thermostat setting for your entire life. You have a thermostat setting for your relationships, for your faith, for your money, for your wellness, for your body, for your spirituality. So you can't get out over your skis. You can't exceed your identity long term. It'll never happen. This is why people's lives yo-yo up and down, because they always work on the external mechanics and not the internal identity of their lives. And this governs your happiness, your peace, your fitness, your money, all of it.
You've been an underdog in your relationships. If you've been an underdog in the weight room, if you've been an underdog in life, if you've been an underdog financially, I'm talking to that person who grew up without a father. I'm talking to that person who grew up without a mother. I'm talking to that person who didn't grow up with handouts. I'm talking to that person who maybe if you did grow up with a little bit of handouts, but maybe you were misunderstood and you were overlooked and you were undervalued and you were mishandled and misguided.
And the underdog is an individual who refuses to live in the dark. They refuse to remain in obscurity. They refuse to live in stress and overwhelm and anxiety. They are somebody who is tired. Like when you come to the end of yourself, you got to get tired. Like you have to get tired. Tired. Something inside of you that's just snapped. You got to get tired of being broke. When you get tired of being coined the loser, being coined not enough, being overlooked and undervalued and underpaid, you got to get tired of that. When you get tired, that's when you win.
The underdog is a person that comes out on the playing field and says, okay, I've been in this place of pain my whole life. I've gone without for so long. This is the day you make up in your mind where I will take the throne. If you came from a place where you had nothing, that's everything that you need.
Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Okay? Everybody wants a piece of the pie. In any facet of life, in every arena you walk in, there's pie. And the thing is that pie doesn't get any bigger. The pie never gets any bigger. It's the disciplined, desperate, dangerous mentality of an individual that says, I'm gonna push whoever I gotta push out of my way to get my piece of the pie. Those are the people that get the pie. Because the pie doesn't get any bigger and the pie does not pursue you. You have to go after it. So whatever it is that you're going after, whatever it is you feel as though you've been destined to do, are you willing to push whoever, whatever, out of your way to get your piece of the pie? So if you're listening to me right now and there's anything in your life that is defeating you, if there's anything in your life that seems like an improbable feat, you gotta smell blood. Once you get that scent like a hound dog, you get that scent, you see what is possible, you see what you are capable of. In the face of adversity, in the face of challenges, in the face of everybody that says you are not enough, you're not tall enough, you're not big enough, you're not wide enough, you're not fast enough, it's in that very moment that the dreams gotta get bigger than the disappointment, than the fear, than the anxiety, than the stress, than the overwhelm. It's got to get bigger, the dream. Once that dream gets bigger and you get a scent for that dream, you start to smell that dream. There's nothing on planet Earth that can stop you. You become armed and dangerous. You are the most dangerous individual on planet Earth.
And so an underdog is just somebody who refused to live in the setback. It is a person who rebels against your reality. Your reality of me is that I'm not enough. Your reality of me is that I'm not qualified. Your reality of me is that I'm not quick enough. I'm not fast enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not linear enough. This is your reality. My reality of me is that all I have is all I need. I'm coming after everything you said I couldn't have. If you're going to come back from the setback, the number one thing you have to do is make up your mind that you are no longer going to live in the pain of the past. Pain is inevitable and it is unavoidable. And when we talk about this underdog mentality, the underdog is just a man or a woman who has made up their mind. They are no longer going to live in their setbacks. They are no longer going to live in your reality. Your reality of me says I'm not enough. Your reality of me says I can't do this. Your reality of me says you won't finish today. 9 times out of 10, the underdog always comes out with the win because the underdog was more hungry. The wolf that is on the hill is never as hungry as the wolf that is climbing the hill. The underdog is still trying to prove himself. The underdog is still trying to tell the world, I can do this.
Discipline is the root of all good qualities. It's about having the discipline to control your ego so your ego doesn't get out of hand and control you. It's about treating people the way you would want to be treated and doing the tasks that you don't necessarily want to do, but that you know will help you or help your team. It's about facing your fears. It takes discipline to face your fears so you can conquer them. And that's what discipline is. Discipline means taking the hard road, the uphill road, to do what's right for yourself and for other people.
If you're someone who's always doing things other people aren't willing to do, you always max out, you always go to the next level, you convince yourself you deserve to win. You can take low self-esteem, low identity, low confidence, and change it over time by building this habitual addiction to doing one more, this obsession of one more. All the greats do one more, and all the average don't.
It's so often the easy path that calls to us, to be weak for that moment, to break down for that moment, to give in to the desire and the short-term gratification. But the discipline will not allow that. The discipline calls for strength and fortitude and will. It won't accept weakness. It won't tolerate another breakdown. The discipline can seem like it's your worst enemy, but the reality is, discipline is your best friend. It will take care of you like nothing else can, and will put you on that path. The path to strength and health and intelligence and happiness. And most important, it'll put you on that path to freedom.
Don't let people who are justifying their own weakness convince you that you working hard, you doing more isn't the pathway to your success. We become smarter through working harder. All the new revelations, all the breakthroughs, all the new discoveries always come when you're doing one more. You find new ways, new strategies, new words, new keys by higher repetitions. So even if you believe working smarter is more important, you will become smarter by doing more. You start knowing you can break through. When you break through an artificial barrier like 45 minutes, you do one more. It sets a catalyst for your entire day. It sets a syntax. It sets a mindset for the rest of your life.
You have the power in you to do more than you can ever begin to imagine, to control your destiny, to make a difference in our children, to make a difference on the planet, to make an impact. I guarantee you those people did not have a plan to end up living their lives at the end of life with those types of jobs. And they didn't have a plan like you have while you're investing in yourself not to. And it's hard. It's not fair when people are going up against that kind of stuff to tell them just think positive and be enthusiastic and everything will work out all right. Ain't that kind of party. It's hard. Life will put some knots on your head. You're going to fail your way to success. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Keep your head up. If you ever go through something, hold your head up. If you ever make a mistake, hold your head up. If you ever do something and everything goes wrong, life catch you on the blind side, hold your head up. It's not over. Goethe said, that which does not kill you will make you stronger. Hold your head up. Shake it one time on your right and left and say, hold your head up.
You're going to knock down whatever that rock is that's been between you and your dream. You're going to keep after. You're going to be relentless. You're not going to give in. You're going to be the person who stays excited until the entire job gets done, until that dream is real. And you know long term, all these other people, they're going to flinch, they're going to get weak, and you won't. You use the force of you, the force of effort, the force of sustained effort over an extended period of time to wear out the obstacles in front of you and your dream. You're going to do this. You're going to win if you'll just adopt it. It ought to be written everywhere. One more, max out everywhere you can put it.
what are the things that you fear that's been keeping you from living your dream? That's been keeping you from doing some things that you would like to do? Just think about those things. And how do we begin to handle that? Abraham Maslow said that the life is about growth. And he said you can either go back to your comfort zone, there you won't find any growth, or you must be willing to go forward and face your fears again and again and again. Because you're never going to have a fear-free existence. I mean, some fear is acceptable and legitimate. There are some things that you really should be afraid of. Now, you shouldn't allow it to immobilize you. You acknowledge it, you take it into account, and you carry yourself accordingly. There are times that we should proceed with caution. But it's the difference between being stopped by fear. It's the difference between having a fear and the fear having you.
The truth will stand, and the truth will deliver you from procrastination and laziness and the downward spiral that comes with a lack of discipline. Don't believe the lies, believe the truth. And the truth is, you have time to get it done. So, cast out the lies, burn them down, and listen to the truth. Then live the truth, and go out and get it done. Because there's a lot of people out there that are constantly trying to improve themselves by looking for the one change. The one change, right? The one change in their life that's gonna make their dreams come true. So you can live the life that you've always wanted to live. Getting better isn't a hack or a trick or a one change that you need to make. Getting better is a campaign. It's a campaign. It's a daily, a weekly, it's an hourly fight. An incessant fight that doesn't stop against weakness and against temptation and against laziness. It's a campaign of discipline. It's a campaign of hard work and dedication. It's waking up early and going to bed late and grinding out every second in between. Every single day. So, you want to get better? You want to self-improve? Stop looking for a shortcut and go find your alarm clock. Find your discipline. And find your guts and your passion and your drive and find your will. And then you will find your freedom.
What contribution that I want to begin to make? What difference do I want to make in life? What is it that I want to do with the rest of the life that I have left? What chances I need to take? What risks do I need to begin to embrace? What fears do I need to step on? What areas of my life am I dead right now? What dream? That's when people go out and strike out on their dreams. That's when people get out of relationships where they're dying together rather than growing together. Beginning to know that your dreams, your passions, your drive to achieve whatever it is you want, as it has more power and meaning, it will move you past your fears. As you begin to feel that you deserve it, your passion and goal is so strong, fears won't matter. You begin to trust yourself. Put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen. You will make it happen. I know this from my own life experience. I know that you've got greatness within you. I know that you have unlimited potential in you. I know that you have something to give to the universe that was not here before you showed up. Somebody said that life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. What kind of gift are you giving? And what kind of gift could you give if fear wasn't an issue? You can have fears. Don't surrender. Don't let your fears have you. You're more than capable of making this your decade.
you have a responsibility to manage yourself.
The distance or bridge between your dreams and goals and ultimate success is discipline.
In order to be a success at anything in life, it takes hard work. It takes discipline. It takes pushing yourself. It takes putting in more work and action taking than your average individual.
Discipline hurts, doesn't it? We don't want to do it for a little while. But regret is long term.
You have to grind for your future. You have to persist and push for your future.
You want to be proud of that. You got to look internally first. No one is stopping you. You're the only one, right, who's stopping you.
If you can pause a little bit and avoid listening to all the noise that's going on around you and focus and hone in on the things that are important.
Comfort is for losers. There's no such thing whatsoever in the world of being the best that has comfort anywhere in it. We gotta make a decision. We gotta pick a route that's going to maximize our time, maximize our now, maximize our future. That's the opportunity. That's the moment. That's the opportunity to be great. That's the moment that can transform your life.
You honor the fact that it is hard. And you don't complain about it, and you don't avoid it. You just know that that difficulty and that challenge and that frustration, it's part of the process. It is inevitable. It is unavoidable.
You have to be able to really see it clearly, crystal clear what it is that you want to achieve. And then the second part is a timeline. You have to establish a timeline for it, when you're going to do it by, to create that sense of urgency for yourself. So saying, okay, I know what my goal is and it's clearly defined, but if you don't put that timeline, then you can put it off for tomorrow. And that's what we all have a tendency to do. It's tomorrow or it's going to be next Monday. Monday's like the magical day that we all start everything, and New Year's is the magical day of the year that we start everything. So the key is, what can you do today? That's what's helped me, is learning not only what can I do today, one thing that's going to take me closer to my goal, but what's something that I can do immediately?
Every single thing that you've ever wanted to achieve and the greatest version of yourself is right out there waiting for you on the outside of your comfort zone. I mean, at the end of the day, somebody has to be the best. Why shouldn't it be you? You deserve great things. You deserve to be a champion. You don't deserve to just be mediocre.
When you guys find a fear, that fear will either create you or destroy you. I love fear. The reason why? Behind every fear is a person you want to be. Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. It's an intangible. If you face your fears, guys, you will realize it's not that big. And once you face it, you go, oh my God, man, I spent all this time running from it. It was so small. If I just faced it, my God, not only did I face it, I beat it back. Energy's never lost, transferred. That negative energy, that fear, is destroyed. It comes back in its confidence. Like, what else am I capable of? What else am I holding my back from that I'm capable of more? What am I running from I don't need to? What else can I overcome? You face your fears, you become the person you want to be. You run from your fears, you're not living. You're alive. Again, it's not the potential of the individual. It's not the genetic. It's the perseverance. The never say die attitude. If you constantly keep throwing shit against the wall, eventually something will stick, guys. Never give in to what you want.
right now make the decision that any price is worth it as long as it's legal, ethical, and moral for you to make your family proud of you, for you to make your dream happen. Stop negotiating the price. This negotiation you keep doing in your mind. Is this really where I'm supposed to be? This is what I'm supposed to be doing. It steals all your energy. It steals your focus. But those of you that get laser focused, but totally immersed in your dream, they're worth the sacrifice. Whoever that person was, if you were blessed to have them, listen, they were right. Maybe over the time of your life, your childhood, grade school, when you get into the world, and business doesn't work, and relationship, and you forget. But I'm here to remind you tonight they were right. And what you're really after is that feeling. What you're really after is the way they made you feel is living up to it. Because at the end of our lives, I don't know whether or not you're going to live, but I know for sure you're going to die. And I don't know whether or not you're going to live before you die. Most of us are not living because we're so worried about what everybody thinks about us.
As you work on yourself, as you begin to acknowledge your true identity, true power that you have to bring about change, the miracle working power that you have within yourself to do the things that you want to do. And the majority of the fears that we have are not life or death fears. They're not those kind of fears. But through our imagination, we blow them out of proportion and we give them more power than they actually have or deserve, and we permit them to govern our lives. We permit them to determine how far we can stretch out on our dreams and discovering our stuff. And as we begin to look at ourselves and begin to, wait a minute, we go through life really blocking ourselves constantly. And fear is one of the greatest instruments that we could use to stifle our true potential. When you begin to look at your life, you can decide to use fear as a blocker, or you can decide to use it as building blocks.
When you're faced with all those issues and all those problems, and they all hit you at the same time. But that doesn't mean give up. In fact, it means the opposite. It means it's time for you to fight harder, to dig in. It means it's time for you to go on the war path.
Maybe what we don't feel about ourselves. Let me say something to you real clear. If you spend the rest of your life worrying about everybody thinks about you, someday you'll never have to worry about it again, because when you die, nobody will remember you were here. Stop worrying about what these people think about you. Live your dream. Worry about the people you love. By the way, I know some of the very people you're doing it for are the ones not supporting you. They're the ones telling you to quit. They're the ones giving you heck. Just do it anyway. I believe I get to meet the Lord. I don't care if you believe His energy. Allah, I don't care. But I have this belief that when I die, I'll say, well done, good and faithful servant. But here's what I think happens. I think He introduces me to the man I was born to be. The destiny version of me. I think you get introduced to that woman someday. This is who I made you to be. This is who you could have been, man. These are the experiences, the people you could have helped, the contribution, the moments, the memory, the magic. The way you can feel about yourself. Meet him. Meet her. This is who you were born to be. To me, heaven. All of his energy here is when I meet that man, we're identical twins. I've been watching you, and I go, brother, I've been chasing you all my life. He goes, you caught me, I watched you, I'm so proud of you. You did it all. I don't want you to have that happen at the end of your life. For all these things you were capable of, all the possibilities, all the moments, all the travel, all the trips, all the help, all the contribution. None of it happens. Because you won't fight. You won't get obsessed with what you want. You won't transfer energy to people. You won't stop negotiating the price. You won't program your reticular activating system. You won't work on your identity. That's all just your life. That's all we're talking about here is just you, your precious soul, who's enough, who's got greatness in him, who can do whatever he or she ever dreamed of, if they'll just start believing it, if they'll start taking massive action. You were born to do something great with your life.
The magic you're looking for is in the will of trying and not giving up. The love of your dream is in your heart. One day you'll look back on your life and appreciate the struggle and have nothing but gratitude for everything that happened along the way. And you come to recognize that in return, you're given the chance to earn the greatest edge of all, and one that can never be taken away. To anyone who's struggling early in the morning or late at night in pursuit of your dream, struggles that many will never see, and to any leaders out there who believe in someone who doesn't yet believe in themselves, keep going. Keep going. Because will always find a way. I want to live a great, impactful, purposeful life, and I want to impact people from the lessons that I've learned and see if people can learn anything and try to relate it in their life some way. I've been fortunate to learn the right things, and what I believe to be the right things, what worked for me. So I wrote them down, because people ask me all the time, hey, I want to do it. How do I do it? What should I do? And I said, okay, well, let me think about it, and let me articulate it in a way that people can understand. I wasn't blessed with a lot of things that they wrote about. They want someone tall, they want someone fast, they want someone strong, they want someone that can, have all these physical traits. But I didn't have all those physical traits at the time. So I had to work to develop other traits, leadership, perseverance, determination, work ethic, discipline. And then you get to be a professional athlete, and everyone's really talented. Well, what other skills have you developed? You can't just rely anymore on being the most gifted, being the most talented. What other things have you been able to develop? And I was fortunate to be in very competitive environments. I'm not going to bring the typical, what you're looking for, but if you give me time to develop, I can develop into something that could, be a great leader of a team and be very disciplined and set the tone, great work ethic. And those are things that I enjoyed then, and I still enjoy those things now. I'm an athlete. I depend wholly on my body. My body is my asset. I can't go out there on the field and eat, fast food and expect it to perform. If I don't have this, if it breaks down, I can't play. I wrote it in the book, when I was a young 25 years old, I couldn't throw the ball. I had a terrible diet when I was a kid, the worst diet, and probably all the way through I was 25. And then I was like, okay, well, this isn't working out well. I'm not quite getting the results I want to get, so why don't I change? Why don't I try some different things? And over the course of 15 years, it came to this. And it's hard to say for someone, hey, do all these 30 things and make a difference. I think they're not right. It's just start slow. Start with what works for you. And maybe start cutting out a few things, but only if you want. I mean, it's everyone's life. They get to choose what they want. It's up to people to determine what they want to achieve. I do have a purpose of wanting to use all the things that I've learned over a long period of time, at the highest athletic level, to teach other people what may work for them in their life so they could do the things they want to do. I just had in my mind like, oh, cool, I went to school and I want to play pro football and I'm going to get picked, and of course I'm going to play. You crazy? Why would you not think that I'm going to be able to do that? And everyone else was like, you should really think about another job, or you should put together a resume. And I was like, why would I put together a resume? I'm going to go play professional football. I want to be the best I can be. I know when I go out there, it's not to compare myself to this guy or that guy. It's everyone's good. Everyone plays good. I still feel like there's still more to be accomplished. I was practicing the last 2 days, working on my technique, on my fundamentals, on all the things with my training that I still feel like I can be better, be a percentage better. If you happen to be very lucky when you're 10 years old, you'll have people in your life who tell you the world is anything you want it to be, and you'll believe them. And those people will never put limits on your abilities. In return, no matter the circumstances, you always try best and you never give up, because that's what you do when you're chasing your dream. If you're lucky, you'll have family, teammates, coaches, mentors, and trainers along the way to help you when you lose faith in yourself, and they'll give you the strength to carry on. If you're lucky, you may get picked last. You may ride the bench, and many times the team may move on without you. And you come to recognize that in return, you're given the chance to earn the greatest edge of all, and one that can never be taken away. Will, heart. So to anyone who feels left out or is afraid of trying their best for fear of failure, you're not alone. The magic you're looking for is in the will of trying and not giving up. The love of your dream is in your heart. One day you'll look back on your life and appreciate the struggle and have nothing but gratitude for everything that happened along the way. To anyone who's struggling early in the morning or late at night in pursuit of your dream, struggles that many will never see, and to any leaders out there who believe in someone who doesn't yet believe in themselves, keep going. Keep going, because will always finds a way.
You start right here. And when do you start? You start right now. Because the idea isn't going to execute itself. And the book isn't going to write itself. And the weights out in the gym, they're not going to move themselves. You have to do it.
Life happens for you. It happens for you. Opportunities will come to you every day. It's either for you, you can remain scared of the opportunities, or you can embrace them and take them.
Getting better isn't a hack or a trick or a one change that you need to make. Getting better is a campaign. It's a campaign. It's a daily, a weekly, it's an hourly fight. An incessant fight that doesn't stop against weakness and against temptation and against laziness. It's a campaign of discipline. A campaign of hard work and dedication.
If you give up on your dreams, what do you have left? Nothing.
If you got a compelling vision and you got strong enough reasons that will push you through the tough times, you're going to do things other people don't do.
Sacrifice, consistency, struggle gets you greatness.
It's not what you're capable of. It's what you're willing to do.
Again, what is your excuse? Why are you stopping yourself?
Believe to achieve, dream big, don't let anybody talk you out of your goals and your dreams.
You've got to take action. You've got to ignore everyone else. And you've got to love yourself, trust yourself, listen to yourself, and follow your gut.
That's the thing. Success and failure are generally slow processes.
You have got to be willing to make the hard decision. You've got to be willing to feel uncomfortable, to feel awkward, to face rejection, to fail, to feel pressure. You've got to be willing to face those things because that's what's necessary for you to grow. How many times have you looked at your life and said, man, if only I knew then what I know now, I live my life so differently, so is it not possible then that the life you are living now, you would be living differently if you began to develop an awareness that you do not currently have?
The bottom line is this. There's always so many ways you can go about reaching your goal. It's all about creativity. It's all about kicking ass. It's all about doing what you want to do and enjoying how you do it.
You want to get better? You want to self-improve? Stop looking for a shortcut and go find your alarm clock. Find your discipline. And find your guts and your passion and your drive and find your will.
If you want to truly become successful, you have to be willing to pay the price with 100% non-negotiable commitment.
And you've got to go through a simple process fundamentally to make that progress. First step, vision that's compelling. Second step, make sure that there's strong enough reasons to follow through.
You gotta remember, you gotta be willing to work hard. You gotta be willing to sacrifice. You gotta be willing to be determined. If it was easy, everybody would be sitting at the mountaintop. The beautiful thing about training and eating right, going to the gym, working on a goal, is there's always something else to shoot for. You reach one goal, you just make another one.
Look at your physical body. Your physical body today is an absolute reflection of only one thing. Not your goals, not your desires, but your standards. The identity you have for yourself. If your standard is you're an athlete, then there's a certain amount of strength, a muscle tone, and energy that's available in your body on a regular basis because that's who you are. And so you do whatever's necessary.
Every decision that you make in your life has impact on what you're going to be doing 5 minutes from now. Maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's a year. Maybe it's 10 years from now. But everything that you decide to do today is going to have an impact on you in the future. Is it good to take time investing in yourself every single day to learn new things? No question, guys. But when those things consume your life and you don't go out and execute on what it is that you need to do and what you want to do, you're not going to produce a result.
When I'm tired or worn out or just basically sick of the grind, what do I do on those days? I go anyways. I get it done. Even if I'm just going through the motions, I go through the motions. I don't really want to work out. I work out. Don't take today off. Not today. Wait until tomorrow. Don't give in to the immediate gratification that is whispering in your ear. Shut that door. Do not listen to that voice. Instead, go through the motions. Lift the weights. Sprint the hill. Work on the project. Get out of bed. Now, as an overall rule, I do not like procrastination. You need to get things done.
You control the time. You control the beginning of the day. You get clear. You meditate. You pray. You stretch. You think. You go through a gratitude exercise. But I'm the assessor of my life, not the assessee. I assess my life. I dictate the terms of my life. I'm not being assessed and I'm not being dictated to by other people all the time in my life. If the average people in the world, or the majority of people in the world, have a 24-hour day, the more you can shrink the time frame where you measure performance, the better chance you can have to alter that performance and improve it. They measure their performance. The average people in the world measure their performance at the end of every year. Here's what I accomplished. Here's what I didn't get done. And once a year, they take a look at themselves, they make an adjustment, and their performance improves.
What do you really want to do? Well, I don't like this, but I guess I'll go ahead on and do it. No! The life is too short for that. Too short and unpredictable. Moseying through. Not trying to disturb anything. Not trying to shake anything up. Not trying to make any waves. See, there are some people who come through the universe and their level of contribution and the level of energy they manifest is so small, so inconspicuous, that when they go, you won't even know they left. There are some people, because of their personality, because of their contribution, because of the investment of their time and their energy and the impact they have there, that when they go, everybody will miss them. So when Mother Teresa checks out, everybody will know. Why? Because of their contribution. See, but there's some people, because their contribution is so small, no one will care. So I'm saying, before you are boxed and buried, decide that you're going to box and bury your fears. Decide that you're going to begin to live life on a new level, seeking out new horizons, that you're going to find more love and more joy and more ways to give more to life.
If you started just being a bigger hurry and you had perception correct about how close you really are to your goal, the difference in winning and losing is this much. It's like a veil. And when you remove that veil, you see, my gosh, I'm so much closer. I promise you, one of the things that you suffer from isn't just like a lack of vision and clarity. I wish you more clarity and more specificity in your vision, and I wish you more proximity, that you knew how much closer you were to achievement than you think you are. In fact, it's the fact that you think you're so far away from achieving these things that's causing them to constantly stay that far away from you, because you're not running fast enough towards them. You're not measuring them fast enough. You're killing your goals and your dreams by thinking they're so far away.
If you are going to rest, that is one thing that you should procrastinate on. That's the one thing I want you to put off until tomorrow. And if, when tomorrow comes, you still feel like you need to rest or you need to take a break, okay. The chances are you won't. You will chances are you will realize that the desire to rest was just weakness. It was just the desire to take the path of least resistance, the downhill path, the easy path. And by simply going through the motions, you overcame that path. You stayed on the righteous path, the disciplined path. You stayed on your path, which is right where you know that you belong. Have you also researched possibilities that you hadn't known about? Have you determined whether or not there is another person out there that has performed the exact same task you are attempting, or at least something similar? Have you exhausted this research? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then go back and try again, because you don't truly know if you can do something until you've tried absolutely everything. The fact of the matter is that rarely, if ever, is the answer to all these questions yes. Therefore, what is it that people actually mean when they say, I can't? A more accurate but more verbose way of saying it would be, I don't care about or want enough this task or the resultant benefits of it in order to do all that is necessary to achieve it.
And all of us have something that we are supposed to do. And all of us have some goodness within us, and that goodness gives us a responsibility to manifest our greatness. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary that you have it, that you work on it, that you develop yourself, that you go for what is yours in the universe. It happens to everybody. Here's the other thing, is you look at your goals and look at your dreams. When you're going through some stuff, repeat after me, please. It's called life. But I got a saying, when life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. You've got comeback power. It's possible. It's necessary. Take ownership for your life.
Breaks down the barriers, breaks down the obstacles, breaks down anything in your way of getting to your dream. There's an inevitability to success. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we adopt one more, when we adopt compound pounding. Do you know the kind of confidence you begin to have when you just accept in your life that I am going to be relentless, I'm always going to do extra, and you accept the fact that all things break down over time. All the barriers will go away, all the obstacles will go away, everything in your way will go away if you keep after it over an extended period of time. Other people are going to get slowed down, other people are going to take a break, other people are going to flinch, other people are going to cool it, other people are going to believe they've made it, or maybe some people are going to believe they can't make it, but you're going to be relentless, you're going to be repetitious. You may not be the fastest, you may not be the smartest, you may not be the strongest, you may not be the most beautiful, you may not have the most articulate thoughts and ideas in the world. What you got is one more. And when they get weak, you just keep company. When they flinch, you blow their doors off. That's how you win in life, is you keep getting after it and keep getting after it until the job gets done.
Do not receive them. Reject everything, anything that stands in your way. You have to find a why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you wake up? Why do you go to work? Why do you go to school? What are you pressing forward to become? Because we all have that little piece of greatness inside of us. You may not even know it, but there's something you're supposed to be doing that can help the next person.
Nobody can live your dream for you but you. Nobody's going to take care of your business like you. Stop coming up with excuses. Don't give yourself permission to continue to live a small life. You can't fit a big dream into a small life. Give yourself permission to go for it, to test yourself, to challenge yourself, to live full. Like the saying, always strive to get on top in life, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. The reason you're here is because there's something in you that says, I can do more. This just can't be it. There's something in you. There's a calling on your life. There's something in your heart that caused you to get dressed and spend the money to go to seminar after seminar and listen to message after message and speaker after speaker, because there's something in you that tells you this is not it for you. You have not peaked here. There's more in you that you are expressing. What's in store for you if you challenge yourself, if you persist and persevere, if you take ownership for your life?
It's you. But it isn't me that changes you, it's you. You set the small goals, you achieve those goals, then set some more and achieve those, and set some more goals, maybe a little bit bigger, but not that much bigger. Just start small. Start with changing tomorrow morning, and then move on to the next day and the next, and move your life to a better place, one little step, one little victory at a time.
If you have a goal in mind and you want to achieve that goal, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes. And if you're not, you're never going to reach that goal.
The more you put into anything, the more you're going to get out. The longer you train, the more you eat, the more you sleep, the better results you're going to get.
Small daily improvements over time will lead you to stunning results. Tiny wins are the way to greatness.
But when you find yourself getting lazy, when you find yourself getting unfocused, it's because you forgot what you're doing it for. You forgot what your motivation is. You forgot what your reasoning is. So I'm going to encourage you, if you ever find yourself distracted, remember why you're there in the first place. When you find yourself getting distracted and running off a course, remember why you're there. Remember why you went there in the first place. Remember what's pushing you, because I guarantee you the reason why you're there was something that got you to that point in the first place. You have to grind for your future. You have to persist and push for your future.
Do everything in your power so that you are eventually going to hit your goals and be great.
So you want to be successful, well then you got to prove yourself. You got to push through the dirt.
Success doesn't happen by chance, it happens by change. It happens by having a purpose and a clear plan that you can execute by taking daily action and not wasting time.
If you can truly accept this, that it's going to be hard, and you don't want it to be easy. You want this to be real. You want this to be powerful. You want this to amount to something. You want to work for it. You want to go in there because you want to show up. You don't want to have that feeling of being like, I don't deserve this, because you can look back at the journey. You can look back at the sweat, the blood, the tears, the sacrifices. That's all you. That's something that you can do. And you want to be proud of that.
See, because a decision without action is only what? A good intention. Good intentions are going to get you nowhere. Dreams, goals, and dreams and visions and all of these things mean nothing unless you take action towards them. So what are you going to do today that's going to drive your business to the next level? What are you going to do next week that's going to drive your business to the next level?
So when I procrastinate, even though I think that I'm giving myself a break, I'm actually going to have to work twice as hard as I would have had I just got up and done it.
Discipline is nothing more than demonstrating your decision on a daily basis.
And so you got to look at the other side of discipline. When you have the discipline to do the things that you really don't want to do, you then earn the right to have the things that you really want to have.
Take a look at whatever you've accomplished so far and decide to compete with yourself so that you can do more than you've done in your past. Compete with yourself. Challenge yourself.
Will it always be joyful in this process? No, sometimes it's going to be downright painful. Growth is sometimes painful. But when the growth occurs, it is always glorious and beautiful.
In life, we must all suffer one of two pains. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. I'm asking you, when your turn comes to make this choice, please choose wisely.
You're one decision away from living the best life. You're one decision away from living the life of your dreams, the life that you imagine. And that one decision typically is you saying yes to your destiny, yes to your purpose.
The challenges in our life are not meant to stop us. They're not meant to hold us back from achieving our dreams. In fact, it's the opposite. They are meant to help us truly discover who we are and what we're made of. Because that, my friends, is what moves us from ordinary to extraordinary.
gotta work. You gotta work. What happens if you wake up 30 days later and you there? What happens if you wake up 60 days later and the change is coming? You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna wake up 60 days later, 90 days later, and everything's gonna change but you. And you're gonna get the same results you got before it happened because you're the exact same person. So work while you wait. I want you to see difficult differently. Are you hearing me? I need you to see difficult differently.
The reason discipline is hard to maintain is because it is hard to maintain. That's what makes discipline hard. It's hard. And if you hear me claim that discipline is easy for me, and it is work to maintain the discipline. That's what it is, work. Maintaining the standard. Giving no slack, none. That's the discipline. That's the discipline, and it is hard.
Don't condemn yourself for being afraid. It's perfectly fine to have some fears. You acknowledge your fears, you embrace those fears, and then you move on. You act on whatever it is that you fear. Because once you embrace it, see, what you resist will persist. What you resist will persist. So one of the most important things is to begin to embrace your fear. The fear of bodily harm, that's legitimate. It's one of the things you find out that when you face your fears, it's not as bad as you think it is. And when people tell you, I just can't do it, I can't handle it, I mean, really, I can't handle it, what they're envisioning is that they're not going to be here. They're going to clock out like you're going to die. Guess what? We all had occasions when we confronted our fears, we had to do something we felt uncomfortable with, we didn't want to do it, and we did not die.
And if there's one thing I would say that does make it easier, it's to envision what it feels like when you're done. What it feels like after you've worked out, or you've held the line on your food intake, or you've pushed through some monotonous project that you have to do, and all those things. When they're done, they feel good. And contrary to that, envision what you will feel like later when you let the discipline slack. You know the feeling. Feeling weak and defeated, and you know that you're falling behind. So get to know those two different types of feelings and ask yourself which one you want to feel in 10 minutes or in a half an hour. When the thing is done, when the discipline has been implemented, remember what that feels like, and then remember that those minutes and those hours, they turn into weeks and months and years, and holding the line in those critical minutes will put you in an infinitely better place, physically and mentally, if you maintain the discipline.
Too many of you are focused in the past and are thinking all the time about the future, dreaming, and aren't taking advantage of the present. And in many cases, it's a figment and a manipulation of our imagination. The future is grand and powerful, and we need to be focused there and thinking about it and dreaming about it because we are pulled towards it. But the best people can simultaneously be dreaming and optimistic about the future and take massive action right now. Most of the max out achievers I know in my life spend almost 0% of their time on the past. It is wasted time. You are wasting time. You're stealing and robbing your future and your present by focusing any of your attention or thoughts on the past. The past, if it's negative and wasn't positive for you, is a place you should avoid forever. It's not coming back. It doesn't exist anymore. All we really truly have is this moment right now and our dreams about the future. If the past was wonderful and you were a high school quarterback or had a business victory or got a college degree or had an achievement there, Those things aren't your present and aren't your future, and dwelling on them and focusing on what you've done previously is not going to produce for you a future. Here's the truth. Your past does not equal your future. What will equal your future is what you do in the present. And so I want to encourage you to take these tips I've shared with you today, and I want you to know, if you would make a couple of these changes, I can assure you your future is closer to you than you think it is if you'll take massive action right now in the present.
If you've never listened to something in your life, aggressively and intentionally, I need you to listen to me now. You are alive by design. And the moment that you understand that design, your future awaits. I need you to live every day as if it's your last. You don't have time to waste. So I need you to put in 1,000% every single day.
You gotta be hungry for your dream. You gotta be hungry for your next level. You gotta be hungry for connection and alignment. You have to be hungry to fulfill your destiny. Hunger is not an idea. Hunger is not a mood. Hunger is a lifestyle. I'm never full. You gotta be hungry to read. You have to be hungry to grow. You have to be hungry to manifest what is in your head.
Stay hungry. Stay hungry. We'll study any animal in the animal kingdom, and I will tell you this, that the lion is king because the lion is hungry. The elephant is bigger than the lion, but nobody is more hungry than the lion. Go ask any athlete, actor, musician, philanthropist, it doesn't matter. You ask anybody who is a champion, and the difference between them and their opponent is they were more hungry for it.
If there's anything I can pour from my heart in this moment, my greatest piece of advice is to protect your hunger. When you're full, you can't receive. When you're full, you lose vision. When you're full, you get lazy. When you're full, you procrastinate. When you're full, you sleep. And I need you to get to the place where you're no longer sleeping. I need inconvenience to be your new norm. If you're not inconvenienced every day, you need to be inconvenienced. Every day, I need you out of your comfort zone. If you're going to win the fight for your future, if you want generational cycles broken in your family, if you want to be the first to achieve, the first to get it done, the first to see it, the first to do it, you must stay hungry.
You are alive by design. And the moment that you understand that design, your future awaits. Life is fragile. You are only mortal. You only have so much time to get it done. So get it done. I need you to live every day from this moment forth. I need you to live every day as if it's your last. Life is a vapor. You are mortal. You don't have time to waste.
Hunger is your internal security guard. I don't care if you got to listen to me 1,000 times. I need you to get crystal clear about your future. Because the only reason why you are here, the only reason why you're alive is because you have work to do. And you got to figure out, why on earth are you here? What is your destiny? What is the dream that God has given you? You got to have like a shark mentality, because if a shark swims backward, it dies. A shark can only move forward. And so I need you every single day you wake up to smell blood and go after that dream.
When you are hungry, you are creative. When you are hungry, you are innovative. When you are hungry, when you are no longer full, when you are no longer satisfied with where you are and you raise your standards, it is only then that you can have your future. If you can stay hungry, you can get the resources. If you can stay hungry, you can get the strategy. If you can stay hungry, the ideas gonna come. If you can stay hungry, the connections will be aligned. If you can stay hungry.
What are your fears? What are you scared of? Because we all have fears. We all have something that's blocking us, that's holding us back. And as we begin to look at life, what we realize is that the reason that most people are not living out their true potential, not doing all of the things that they would really like to do, is because of fear. Some people call fear false evidence or expectations appearing real. Most people go through life running scared. Running scared from things that have no teeth in them. Because they're false expectations appearing real. Let's see, we're brilliant enough to scare ourselves to death. Do you realize that? There are some people actually who get a kick out of scaring themselves to death. I remember the last frightening movie I saw. It was The Exorcist. I will never forget.
Every second counts. So, make every second. How do you stop making excuses? This is actually pretty simple. And I said it the other day, you have to realize, you have to know, you have to accept that all your excuses are lies. They are lies, all of them. Think about the things that you tell yourself, the lies you use to rationalize taking the easy road. Taking the easy road and leaving discipline behind. Think about them.
The reason I want to help you is I am you. Let me tell you what everybody's dream is. Put it in your note. I don't care if you sell pest control, security, solar, insurance. I don't care what it is. You want to be happier. You got to link everything to people's happiness. You think that's ridiculous. So I'm going to kill some termites. They're going to be happier. Let's go. I don't care what level you're at. I'm talking to me as much as I'm talking to you. All kinds of things I ain't doing like I need to be doing. You can change the chapters in the book of your life if you want to. There's a book being written about you. Even if you don't have faith, would you agree someone's probably paying attention? You can decide, you and God, or you and whatever you believe, you're the author. You can turn the page.
You don't have time. That's a lie. You don't have support. That's a lie. You don't have the equipment or the gear. You don't know the best way. Who cares? That's a lie. Or you're too old, or you're too young. Of course you're too old or too young. Lie. Recognize the excuses are not valid. They aren't. They're trumped up. They're conjured up. They're fabricated. They're lies.
I'm no longer that guy. I'm going to walk different, talk different, think different. It might be a year, 2, 3 before you make your putt. It might be year 2, 3, 4 before you get your big win. But you could decide now, I'm going to walk, talk, and be a different person. You decide that. You're the lead character in the story of your life. But too many of you let what I call the extras of life dictate where you're going. You know the extras, you watch a movie, at the end they got the lead characters. Then at the end it's like cab driver number 2, bouncer number 3. You don't even know their damn names. But in your life, you let those people dictate what you do. You're afraid to knock the door. You're afraid to go for it because cab driver number 2 in your life might reject you. How about you start playing the game for the main characters? That's who you play the game for. At some point, you got to stop negotiating the price and decide your will to win is not for sale. Most people's dreams can be bought with enough failure, with enough rejection. They can't still fight. They can get a little bit, but when it gets a little too hot, they go, boom, buy the dream. You can have it. It's not worth it to me. And their will to win is viable. You can buy it. Some of you have sold it because you're making a little bit of money. You don't work like you did when you were making nothing. You're not after it like when you were broke. Some of you will sell your win for some failure. You're probably viable. But if you decide at this meeting, my will cannot be bought. I don't care how long it takes, you can't buy this dude out. I'll keep fighting. I'm going to change my family tree forever. That's the decision. Decide now. You're going to keep negotiating the price, or can you not be bought?
Only you can do that. Only you can perform that. Only you can initiate that activity. And if you don't do that, if you're not filling in your life with your life work or your mission, then there are gaps in your life. And what we do when we're not living out our true identity, we begin to fill the gaps. We fill the holes with garbage. So when you begin to look at your life and you know that you're not doing what you can do because you have allowed yourself to be held captive by your fears, when you don't have a true appreciation and acceptance for who you are, and you allow yourself to be immobilized by fear, what happens in the process is that you begin to abuse yourself. You begin to sabotage your life, you begin to sabotage your dreams, you begin to unconsciously work against yourself. You become your own worst enemy. So what do you do about that? You begin to realize that your dream and your gifts have so much meaning and so much value for you till your hunger for them will begin to push you past the fear.
You were born to do something magic in small ways, in big ways, in quiet ways. Maybe it's not going to be millions of dollars. Maybe it's going to be one person you inspire with your story, what you overcome. One kind word, one message, one moment with one person can change the world. And I know you're capable of it. And whoever made you feel special, if there was nobody like that in your life, I applied for the position. I applied for the position to believe in you. Because I know how great you are. I know what you're capable of. I know this. Your dream's going to be tattered all the time. Sometimes you just got to hold it together with hope. Sometimes you got to hold it together with a little Velcro. I don't know what you got to hold it together with. Listen to me. You were born to do something special with your life. You're not invisible. You're loved. You're cared for. You're cherished. You're believed in. You came here with a purpose.
Being worthy, being capable, having what you need to make you a worthwhile person, that you're more than able, and that you deserve to be listened to, or you deserve to have that dream and that passion, or whatever it is that you see and envision it. You've got to see it in your mind's eye and know that you've got what it takes. So deciding as you look at your life, as you look into the future and say, what fears am I holding on to? What fears that I'm allowing to imprison me? It's keeping me from breaking out. That's keeping me from living up to my true potential. That's keeping me from really being happy. That's keeping me from having a sense of adventure and excitement in my life. What's keeping me from controlling my destiny? Fears. And I'm giving that permission to. We must give our permission to fear to immobilize us. Because whatever discomfort you experience, whatever challenges or difficulty that it is, you got to handle. I'm going to move in this direction. I'm not going to allow anything to stop me from doing what I want to do. If you shake somebody's hand when you're riding left and say, I'm unstoppable. See, when you begin to understand and acknowledge your fear, and you go forth anyhow, you go forth in a spirit and a knowing that there's a way that you can begin to handle this. There's a way out here somewhere. There's a solution. What it is that you're seeking. That you have the capacity to whatever comes up, to handle it, to face it. And rather than feeling powerless, you begin to feel powerful. All of the major downsizings that are taking place around this country, there are a lot of people who are biting their fingers in fear that they might lose their jobs. But there are few people who have decided within themselves I'm going to make it. Some people aren't waiting to be cut because they feel within themselves, I've got what it takes to make it. They're not afraid about tomorrow because of how they see themselves, because of what they feel that they deserve, because of what they feel that they can create for themselves. Because these people have decided, as they look at the future, as they look at themselves, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way for me to begin to create a way out of no way.
Many people say that they want to get strong. They want to kick a bad habit, but they're just too busy right now. There's always going to be a reason. You're always going to have an excuse not to if you accept excuses.
When you say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's the facilitator of change. That's when you're ready to say these words, no more excuses.
If you don't like what you have, the results that you have, change.
So is there something you want to do? Do it now. Do it right now. Don't put it off. Start right now where you are. There'll never be a perfect, ideal time. Whatever you have going for you right now, that's enough. Work on that idea. Work on it. Work on it. Work on it. So start taking care of you. Eating nutritious meals. Willing to exercise your body. Taking care of this body. Loving yourself. So do some good stuff for yourself on purpose. Take some time out for you.
If you want to be rewarded, if you want to have something valuable in your life, you have to understand that there's going to be discomfort, and you just deal with it.
You ain't gonna die. At the end of pain is success. You're not gonna die because you're feeling a little pain.
You must work on yourself continuously. Never be satisfied with yourself.
Set a high standard, raise that standard systematically, grow, push yourself to grow on a daily basis. Evaluate yourself often and get addicted to that feeling. And then when the results come, let them pour in. And sometimes they won't, but you got to stay even keeled.
You got to be willing to do whatever it takes to see your dreams through.
So you got to be willing to get outside your comfort zone. You've got unlimited potential. You can put effort on you, and by concentrating on you and developing you, you can transform your life wherever you are right now.
You have a chance, you have an opportunity to literally change, to transform what you're getting in your life.
I will do whatever I have to be successful. My determination is going to make that happen. I will work harder. I will train longer. I will do things that nobody else will put themselves through.
Start encouraging yourself. Start saying, I can do this. I can make this happen.
Do all that can be done each day. Anybody can do it when it's easy. Anybody can do what they should do when it's easy. But when it's tough, when you're busy, when you have to actually take deliberate time out of your schedule, when you have to reschedule things to do it, that's when it's tough. That's when you discipline yourself.
Do what you can do. Let's start, man. Just get started today. Stop delaying it. Every time you put it off, you seem further away from it, don't you? Why won't you start?
You say to yourself, I don't feel good today. I'll do it tomorrow. Make yourself do it. Make yourself go. Muscles don't get stronger by resting or relaxing or not using. They get stronger by using them and stressing them and challenging them.
Stop fucking around. Stop bullshit. You going for yours 24 hours a day.
If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy.
When you don't feel like it, that is exactly when you need to make yourself do it.
There's going to come a time in your life when you reach your lowest point, where your friends are nowhere around. If you have family, they can't help you, and it seems like there's no light at the end of your tunnel. Now you're going to feel defeated, but I'm going to tell you right now today, not to give up. You see, when life seems like it's at its worst, you can't see the prosperity that is hiding right behind it. You can't look past the clouds and the storm that you're currently in, but you and I both know that whenever a storm is over, the sun always comes out. It brings light to a brand new day and countless opportunities. You just have to get through your storm. I'm here to tell you that everything you're going through in your life right now is designed to make you better, to make you stronger, wiser, and to help you reach your peak potential. I know it doesn't feel like it at the time. You may be wiping tears from your eyes right now. Your heart may be broken and overwhelmed with so much. But I need you to see above the pain that you're going through. I need you to see above the job that keeps turning you down. I need you to see above those people that don't believe in your dream. Today, I want you to stop worrying about who doesn't understand you, who doesn't support you, who told you that you'll never make it. Because I believe in you, and I know that there is greatness in every human being on this planet. So that means there's greatness in you. It's time for you to live, act, and breathe with purpose. You are a living, breathing, walking miracle. Your birth here on this earth was not an accident. I want you to understand this. You have a purpose for being here. There's somebody right now who looks up to you. Right now. There's somebody right now that's just waiting for you to tap into your gifts so you can help them. Those same gifts are the keys to transforming your life. I need you to understand this. Because here's the truth. Nobody in this world is just like you. You're unique, and there's a certain value you have that nobody else on the planet can duplicate. Understand how special you are, how priceless you are. Everybody that has achieved any level of greatness in their life all had to do one very, very important thing. They all had to get to the point where their dream was bigger than their disappointments. Their goal became greater than any pain, any struggle, anything that came up against them. That's what you have to do today. You know there's somebody somewhere right now approaching the end of their life. And do you know what? They aren't thinking about the opinions of others. They aren't thinking about the bills or about what everybody else is doing. What they're thinking about right now is their entire journey in life, and they're thinking about all the opportunities they should have taken. They're thinking about all the what ifs, and I shoulda, and I coulda, but I didn't. All the experiences they could have had if they had just embraced their gifts, if they had just got out of their comfort zones. If they just got uncomfortable and took action, if they just believed in themselves enough to take the first step towards everything they wanted. but now it's too late for them. But today, you still have the opportunity to transform your life. You still have the opportunity to impact the world and everyone around you. You still have the opportunity to achieve everything you can possibly imagine. Turn your trials into triumph. Turn all of that pain into the pursuit of greatness that you've been meant for your entire life. I want you to close your eyes right now and envision yourself living the life that you truly want, that you truly deserve. I want you to think about how great you're going to feel when you can finally say, I've made it. Now hold on to that feeling. I want you to bury it deep in your soul. And now I want you to start thinking about the first action step to get you there. Build that momentum. Create that energy. And you're going to find that opportunities are going to be drawn to you. Get away from everything and everyone that sucks your energy and does not support your dreams. And remember, you're already great. It's just time for you to recognize it and embrace it so that you can add the value that you were always meant to give. So that you can finally tap in to your greatness.
If you decided to want that which you desire so strongly that it prepares you past your fears, that you experience the fear, as one book says, feel the fear and do it anyway, what would your life be like? And I'm saying to you that all of us who have been entombed by fear have the capacity to resurrect ourselves. What's one of the ways to get started? Some of us need somebody to hold our hands. Sometimes we need somebody to help us out. Be willing to say, I don't know. Be willing to reach out. Be willing to get some assistance to take you to the next level of what great athlete. You never expect boxers to make profound statements. I think it was Joe Frazier who said this one. He says, all of us are like the blind man at some point in our lives standing on the corner, waiting for somebody to lead us across. So all of us at some point in our lives need some help, need someone to reach out to us, to throw out the lifeline, to help us go across some treacherous waters that we couldn't navigate by ourselves. None of us do it by ourselves. All of us at some point of our lives. We need that kind of help. We need that kind of assistance because we grow from the people we have in our lives that can enrich our lives personally, professionally, spiritually, and all the dimensions of our lives. We don't grow in a vacuum.
You just can't turn on passion. You can't just turn on the desire to execute a task. Look at yourself. Look at yourself and remind yourself why you are doing what you are doing. Remind yourself that this struggle, this temporary pain, this fight that you're in, this is what will make you stronger and faster and smarter and better.
The elite performers look at time and use time completely differently than the people who perform at an average level. People who win, who max out, they are in a much bigger hurry than the people who are average. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. They're in a bigger hurry to get to their destination, to get to their outcome. Their pace is faster. They walk faster. They talk faster. And their expectation when they're going to arrive at their destination is sooner. This may seem like a very small, subtle thing, but I want you to evaluate how big of a hurry are you in? Because there's something to be said about how close you think you are to a goal and how fast you will run to get to the finish line. The people that win in life don't necessarily have more vision than you. See, it's not a lack of vision always that means that you are going to lose. It's a lack of a type of vision, which is depth perception. You think you're further away from the outcome, and so you pace yourself like it, and you jog all the time throughout your life. The people that win, they have a bigger vision, but they have accurate depth perception. They understand how close their goals are, how close their outcome is, and they're constantly in a sprint to get there throughout their day. That means consequently, they get started earlier and they finish later. They get up earlier. Throughout the day, they're in a bigger hurry to get to the places they need to be because the finish line in their mind is so much closer. I cannot emphasize this enough to you, is just the pace and the way time shrinks for elite performers compared to the average.
You don't achieve worthwhile goals quickly or easily. They take time. They take struggle. They take relentless pursuit day in and day out. That's what it takes. But also, things don't usually fall apart quickly either. At least at first, it's a slow process. A little slip here, a little setback over there, a little wearing down of discipline and will over time. So that's the thing. Success and failure are generally slow processes. Either slowly building things up or gradually tearing them down. And that's why I say you've got to pay attention. You have to watch. You have to watch every single second.